What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Crash Course Man Show. We are doing a four squared once again with Bryan from Hairband Basement. What is going on, my man?
How you doing, Trevor? Thanks for having me on again.
Of
Another four
course, of
squared.
course.
Let's do this. Let's keep doing this till we get a cube.
Yeah.
Full
A
3D
Rubik's.
cube.
We're so smart. We're gonna do a Rubik's cube for you
I
guys.
can never solve that fucking thing.
Me
I
neither.
was I was
Yeah.
peel the stickers off guy. Fuck it. Here you go. I did it. Done.
Or just paint one side all one color, then
Yeah.
paint the other side the other
Yeah.
color. All right, so guys, today we decided on four albums here, and those four albums are going to be Kix's Midnight Dynamite, Kiss's Revenge, Lord Tracy, Deaf Gods of Babylon, and then also Sleeze Beez, Screwed Blued, and Tattooed. Now, Bryan, for real quick, you are familiar with most of these albums, correct?
Yes. Kiss, I knew kind of. I mean, what was the other ones? The Kicks and
Hmm.
Sleaze Bees I had back in the day.
Okay.
Kiss, I kind of got on later. Lord Tracy, I hadn't heard the entire album until you suggested this, and I listened to it in the car ride to work last week. Was it last week? Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Okay. All right.
familiarized with it.
Cool, cool. So I'm interested to hear your take on that. But first, when we talk about Kiss and when we have Bryan on the show, we like to bring this picture up because Bryan just loves this picture.
Oh God! Oh God, that just sums up '80s Kiss right there. Fucking
Ah,
terrible. You
yes.
try to stop acting tough, Gene. You got fucking blush on. Knock it off.
Oh my!
Oh, that
Whenever
is
Bryan comes on, I associate that picture now with
that
with
picture
Bryan.
is so bad. Oh my God. The same with what was the video for Lick It Up? We're in the post-apocalyptic
Yeah,
fucking place with the feral women. They all look just goofy and stupid. And it's like, come
Th-
on,
you know
guys.
that is the same era. I
Yes,
guess
yes, it
because
is. Yes, it
obviously
is.
Vinny only stayed there for one album, so that has to be within that 1 to 2 year
He
time
only
frame.
did one album? I thought it was two.
Well,
Wow.
I guess technically he was on tour with Creatures of the Night, right? But he
Did
didn't
he
play on it.
he didn't play on it, but isn't that no, that's not the one with was that the one with Ace and they kind of didn't play on the whole thing?
Yeah, that's Creatures,
Yeah, it
yeah.
is the one. It is the one.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, yeah,
and then the
yeah.
next one's obviously Lick It Up, and he was
But
there for that.
who played on the rest of the album? God, I thought Ace didn't do the whole album.
Ace didn't do the whole album. I think Vinny had parts, and then
Yeah,
also
okay.
one of the Kulick brothers had parts, I think,
Mm,
too.
okay. All
So
right, all right.
so yeah, but yeah, guys, we'll talk
We'll
about
get
Kiss.
into it.
We'll talk shit on these what Kiss looks like in the early '80s later. But let us jump in here. So, Bryan, we are gonna do four, three, two, one, and then we will give our reasons why that we put it at the ranking that we do. So, Bryan, go ahead, give us our number four.
My number four, even though it's their it's Revenge by Kiss. Even though I think it's their best album without the makeup, I'm a way bigger fan of Makeup Kiss. 70s Kiss is way better. I don't give a shit what other people say. Kiss fans like, oh, 80s Kiss is good. I can't think of an album I would listen to in its entirety once the makeup came off.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, good songs and some, but this one, I'm gonna say this: Unholy, worth the price of admission. That is a great fucking song.
Man. Okay. All right.
Then
We are
it
going.
gets like, I just listened to that recently for this too, and it was just kind of like in the background.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
wasn't really a lot that I was like, ooh, let me get into the. Let me look at the tracks here.
No. I mean, I'm with
Domino, I
you.
don't think is a bad song, and God gave rock and roll to you. Okay, Unholy, like I said, the rest I couldn't even think of how the fuck they went. I
Yeah.
couldn't even think.
I agree. I mean, I I'm gonna agree with you, but our reasonings are totally different. So I agree. This is number four. This was the easy number four. Like,
I had a feeling that's what your number four
yes,
was. Yeah.
this album is the biggest piece of shit I think I own from the '80s.
Wow. Okay.
So like, there is
Okay.
nothing on here that I actually enjoy. And I try to get into it the last 2 weeks since we were talking about doing this episode because like even when I first got this probably like 5+ years ago now. This is a later one that I would say that I had of the Kiss '80s, and I am
Mhm.
a fan of Kiss '80s. I like it better than '70s Kiss, and
Wow.
I
Okay.
would take any '70s album Kiss over this piece of shit.
How you
honestly. Like,
piece of shit.
I am not gonna hold
Damn.
back on this album,
Yeah, I
dude,
was gonna
like
say, tell us how you really feel.
yeah,
God
I
damn.
am serious because, like, I even listened to it again today, and I was like, "Let me just listen to it, refresh my memory, I guess, on how bad it is." I don't know, but I did, and I was like,
This sucks more than anything that has ever sucked before.
"This shit is just horribly written. These lyrics are horrible.
Lyrics are
Unholy
bad,
sucks."
yes.
Like, I mean, I all these songs kinda suck. Like, Take It Off is so, like, immature. Like, everyone talks
Yeah.
shit on the '80s, like, hair
But
metal for
but
their
that's
lyrics.
Kiss. Kiss never was a
This is the worst that I think I can remember, that, like, these lyrics on most of these songs, you
Kiss
know
never had deep lyrics, even in the
no, no, no,
'70s. It
they
just
didn't,
wasn't
and
really, I don't know, they weren't,
no, they didn't, but
they
this
were
is, like, literally
mind-blowing
out
lyrics and get you to think. That wasn't gonna happen.
well, this is literally out now outer space, that's how deep it is. Like, it is not deep at all. Like, I mean I will say, God Gave Rock and Roll to You was is okay. I can listen to that. I like that. I like the messaging and stuff. And also too, I like what is it? Tough Love, I think,
That's
is
not
the other.
bad, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that's the
not
other one
bad.
I can get
Yeah.
into. But everything else, holy hell. Like Brian, I know a lot of people talk shit on Hot in the Shade, but I would listen to that 9 times before I listen to this, to be completely
Really?
honest.
Wow.
And that album has its flaws. No, don't get me wrong. That album has its flaws.
Yeah, yeah.
But man, like, Every Time I Look at You is a horrible ballad. That's worse than Forever, and Forever's not that great either, but
I don't think Forever's that bad.
it's
I
well, compared to this, I agree with you. I agree with you.
Holy shit.
Now
I
and
guess
then also
tonight playing the role of the angry fan will be Trevor.
I
Holy
am,
shit.
and I'm not used to doing that, but this album deserves it, like and you just look at him here on the back,
I hate the
all
look from this album, yeah.
and,
Yeah,
like,
the look is terrible.
they're
They all
not
look like they both
sleaze, like
but they all look like they're gonna fight in The Matrix. That's what they look like. It's stupid. It just looks stupid.
Gene has the goatee going on and
The
stuff, it's
goatee didn't
like
work for me either. No, I
yeah,
just
it's just 1992. I know what they're trying to go after. I get it, but that's not Kiss. Like you guys push your boundaries far enough with like the glam sound and stuff like that. But like going to Sleaze, that's just not Kiss. Like, come on, guys. Like this is not gonna work. Uh, those are like the only two songs I really enjoy because I think I'm gonna take most. I think I'm gonna take all this album off the iPod because like I just do every time one of these songs come on, they just get skipped.
skip.
Like I have no use for any of these songs. Car Jam 1981. What a way to end the album. It's like God damn, let's end this right now. Like I just want to. I cringe, and I don't cringe with bad lyrics, but I cringe a little bit with this song. Like, oh God, like
Oh, yeah,
I think
Domino's
one of the
got
biggest
terrible lyrics.
I think one of the biggest problems for me, why I think this album has such a big step down than compared to the previous '80s albums, Eric Carr. Eric Carr is not on this album.
Okay,
Obviously,
yeah.
he had his heart cancer and stuff, so Kiss went on without him. They didn't even tell him they were doing this album, without him, really. And
I thought he
that's
died, but he died when
gotta
they were recording it?
no, he was
Yeah.
only in the video for God Gave Rock and Roll to You
When did he
before
die? I thought he died before this was even a thing.
he died what,
Fuck.
91, 92?
I can't remember now. I thought it was like 91. Let me just look it up here.
Yeah.
It's
But
no,
yeah,
that's just
so, like I think he was starting to have issues on the Hot in the Shade tour or like shortly
uh-huh.
after. And
91. Yeah, in 91.
okay,
Okay.
so and then when he was
Heart
trying to
cancer.
recover and everything like that, like doing his thing, Kiss kind of just was like, take your time or whatever, but we're not gonna wait for you, kind of deal, you know?
I kind of get that. I mean, especially from Kiss.
Yeah, well, no, I know, I get
Yeah,
why
I
Kiss.
mean,
That's
unless
Kiss,
you're
I get it.
Gene and Paul, you're just a hired gun. I mean,
Yeah, I
look
know,
at how
I
many
know, but
people
I get that. I know, I understand. Like that is
once
Gene and
Ace and,
Paul,
and Peter were gone, it was just the revolving guitarists, and now they're just at the end. They were just like, all right, we'll have guys that aren't them, but we'll dress them up like them so people won't know that it's not them. It's like
right?
it's kind
Yeah,
of stupid.
and I think the record suffers because of that, not having Eric on there in any
Okay,
real way. Like I think it suffers because I think that's the strength of '80s Kiss is Eric Carr. That's the
who
strength. That's
plays
why I think
drums
I
in that?
like '80s Kiss so much.
Is that
because
Eric Singer on the drums for them on that album?
Eric Singer, yep,
It is
yep,
Eric Singer. Okay, just out of
and
Badlands decided to do
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah,
and I mean, Eric Singer's fine and stuff, but he's not an Eric Carr, in Kiss,
I
and
agree with that. Yeah, yeah,
so, I mean, I think everything's bad or, like, just wrong with this album, like, it just doesn't gel for me, like, all what we wanna say about lyrics and stuff. Because like, even Eric Carr, like, his, like, solo songs that he did, obviously, with his, like, Kissology, but also on Hot in the Shade, he sung songs, he wrote songs, like,
yeah.
those songs were good that he did and sang, like, he was certainly a missing piece after he left and died, like, and
Yeah,
Kiss.
I
So
agree with that. I agree
so
with
that's
that.
kind of, I think, a reason why I don't like this album as much as the other '80s Kiss, and I don't get the love for it. So, so Brian, that's my number four, my
Fucking
man.
hair metal guru's rolling over in his grave, and he's not even dead yet.
I know.
But
Well, hey, I know he's a big Kiss fan, but man,
he
God,
loves that album. He absolutely loves that. It's one of his favorite all-time albums.
really, God,
Yeah. Oh
yeah,
yeah. Oh yeah.
man, when I
He's a
listen
big
to
Kiss
this,
fan.
yeah, I get. I mean, I get it. If you're a Kiss fan, you're a Kiss fan, like, but like, I just cannot do this album when it comes on, man. I just am dreading the next 45 minutes.
Holy shit! Wow,
Yeah.
this album's like your equivalent of Love Bites to me. Huh? Is
Maybe,
that?
dude. Like, I
Wow.
mean, there are maybe a couple others, but man, like when when people put these big bands like Kiss, Def Leppard, Motley Crue, bands like that are so big and everyone knows them. I put them on a higher pedestal than I expect better than average. Like it's like people with Led Zeppelin. People didn't like the last couple Led Zeppelin albums because they
Yeah.
expected greatness from this great band.
Yeah.
Which they
Yeah.
were good albums, at the end of the Led Zeppelin run, but they weren't great, like
Yeah.
so, like, I think I kinda like when I look at Kiss, I'm like, "Why does Kiss get so much love?" Any era of Kiss, like, why does Kiss get so much love? Because, like, technically, they're not great. Technically, they're not even maybe even good, but I get it, though. They had to stick, and the makeup, and they had a thing, and it's
Yeah.
cool. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I still like Kiss, but, like, people put them up on the pedestal. I'm like, I don't get it. I just don't. So
Yeah.
that's my little rant there, on Kiss, I guess.
That's right. I said it. I meant it. I'm here to represent it.
I get that, and to me, even to me, it's like, why do you have to like buying a shitload of Kiss merch, like Kiss coffin when I die, and I had all the Kiss dolls from the 1970s, and I got Kiss sleeping bag, and it's like
Kiss
I don't understand.
condoms.
Yeah, I don't understand that. That's just a little too like.
Yeah, you're not really a part of the Kiss Army then, huh, Brian?
No, no, I'm not even a private. No, they're not gonna draft me for that. But like,
Uh,
like you were saying with those big bands, I think as time went on, I don't want to say I liked them less, but like if I had like let's say top 10 hair metal albums, I don't know if any of the really big names would be on that list. It'd be a lot of lesser known bands
I agree.
I'd
I
put
agree,
on
and
there. I just I don't know. It just seems like even at the time I kind of really dug like lesser known bands, though I would I played Hysteria to death when I was 15.
mhm,
Now I wouldn't put the fucking thing on. Like
yeah.
Dr. Feelgood, I played the shit out of the cassette because I'm an old fuck. Now it's like skip this one. I don't need this one. All right, this one's
Well,
good. Yeah,
yeah, and as time goes on, you find more albums,
that's true
find
too.
especially of the around the same time, and it's like this I could find 50 albums from that year that are better than this, that was pushed down people's
Oh yeah.
throats,
I
like
easily 92 was a great year for music. Yeah,
yeah.
definitely. I can find a bunch of stuff too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, and that's just where, like, where I kinda, like, gotta put the hate because of that, not because of the albums, like, just absolutely like, don't get me wrong, I'd still probably listen to Revenge over anything on mainstream radio today, you know? Like,
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
let's
yeah,
put it in
yeah.
context here, guys, like, we're compared it to the rest of the greatness of the '80s, golden
Yeah.
age here, so and it just doesn't hold up to the rest of the golden age, especially the stuff that's not well known, so I think okay,
Yeah, I
Brad, we
can't.
got through our number 4. That took forever, but
Yeah,
we got through our
I
number
got.
4.
Well, you got pissed. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, yeah, okay,
You
so
had some angry things to say.
yeah, that was pent up for 2 weeks there, Brian, thank you, yeah. Alright,
uh,
Brian, so give us your number 3 here.
This is Justin Manning from Freight Shaker and Crown by Fire, and you're watching the Crash Course Metal Show with Trevor Crash Knight.
I put Midnight Dynamite by Kix.
Ooh,
And I like
okay,
this album. I really do
okay.
like this album. To me, this album was the one. Let me get the tracks up here. That they really started sounding like the hair metal version of Kicks.
Mhm.
Because eventually with Cold Blood, sorry, Blow My
Blow my
Fuse
fuse.
became the
Yep.
biggest album, and Hot Wire, which is a great album. They
Mhm.
really went in all in with the hair metal kind of sound, but like this one, I think really started it. Cool Kids 2 years before this was released. That was just a weird, like, what's what I'm looking for?
There was
It's
a
very
lot of different,
a lot of synth
sounds.
pop kind of, yeah, and it
Yeah.
was all over the place. You're right about that too. And
Same
like
with
a
the
new way,
debut. Same with the
yeah,
debut.
but the debut wasn't as new wave sounding as Cool Kids.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah,
songs like "Get Your Monkeys Out" and "Local Emotion" was like, what is this band? I don't understand
yeah.
what's going
Body
on here.
talk. Yeah.
Yeah, but this one,
Heavy
I
sip.
always like the title track is great. Like just tonight, I played "Bang Bang Balls of Fire." That's a great
Yeah.
one. "Scarlet Fever" is good. "Cold Shower." I mean, there's a lot of good songs on it. Compared to the other two, I just put it at 3. It's not like it's a bad album. I'm not gonna
Okay.
trash it like you did with Revenge, but it's a
Well,
really good
I mean,
album.
Kiss is a whole 'nother different category, Brian. Come on.
Yeah,
Now,
well,
the
yeah.
rest of these bands have talent. I'll get come on now.
Oh shit! Send the hate in the comments, folks.
All right, so Brian, I think where we're heading here, we're gonna be going different ways here, Brian. So
Okay.
I think my third now this is number 4 is way out in left field. Okay, my number 4 is way out. So like these are a little bit closer.
Yeah.
2 and 3 are closer, but I'm gonna go with 3 as Sleeze Beez.
Okay.
So Screw Blued and Tattooed. Now, don't get me wrong, I probably picked this up roughly couple years ago or so. I always knew known the singles and the ballads and stuff, even on Power. But see, like I always enjoyed Power Tool more than this album.
A lot of people say that. Yeah.
So I mean, I don't. I think, but I don't know. It's just I like these songs, but there's nothing really here that I'm gonna be like, Brian, you got to go listen to this. You know this
Hmm.
album. Like, and I kind of get why they didn't really make it. I mean, they're good. They're good. I like this album, but I visit it a couple times a year though, maybe. Like there's not really one song that I really put on a playlist to listen to over and over again.
Wow.
But
Really?
but I, but I will say like House on Fire I like. Damned if we do, damned if you don't, or damned if we don't. Heroes Die Young is kind of cool because it kind of like has like a hat tip to like JFK and stuff, which is pretty
Hmm.
cool. I dig that. Uh, Girls, Nasty, Nasty. You kind of get those like juvenile lyrics.
You got to
You know,
get that one in there. Yeah.
but I can listen to it though. Like it's not near nothing as bad as anything written on Revenge. Okay, it's not that cringy. So, but no, I mean it's fine. I can listen to it, Brian. But like out of these all 4 of these albums, it's just gonna go at number 3. So
Okay.
that's where I'm at with that. No real hate for it, no real hate, but
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
nothing I really love though either. What do you got for number 2 now, Brian?
Number 2, I have the debut by Lord Tracy.
Okay, okay.
And for an album I never really listened to or got into back in the day, like I said, I listened to this on the way to work, and almost every song I'm like, "Holy shit, this is great!" Like this is fucking good.
Yeah,
Next song comes on. It's one of those albums where I haven't felt this way in a it's a rare thing when you feel like you listen to one song and then you're like, "Oh shit, what's the next one gonna be like?"
yeah,
Like you're
yeah.
kind of excited to hear what the next song's gonna be. But the ones that really stood out for me, I gotta check my notes here. Where are we at here? I gotta find it. I'm
Out
just
with the
going through here.
boys.
That one I knew, so I knew
Yeah,
that
yeah.
song.
That was the
So
music video or
that
single.
was the single. But what you doing? I thought was really good, and then
Mhm.
Chosen Ones I really thought was good. I was really
Well,
impressed with those songs.
yeah. Let me
And
since you mentioned that song, let me just say like that song is I would say a ballad. I would consider it a
yes,
ballad, but
yep.
it to me it's a little slow paced as far as like not it's not boring, but like I like it, but it seems like nothing's really going on until the solo. and then the solo
I
is
disagree. Whoa,
no,
I
the
disagree.
solo is really good. Like the solo
Yeah,
is what
but
saved the song for me, but it is a good song though. I do like it. But I think the highlight though is the solo, and it brings everything to where it needs to be. It brings your attention right back into the song, and you're like, okay, and then you fade out kind of with it. Then like I
yeah.
think it's a perfect spot and a perfect solo for the song. But yeah,
But see, I liked it because it wasn't like your typical ballad. And what's the bassist name? Kinley Wolf. I thought his playing was really good on this.
yes,
I liked
yes,
his tone, and on
mhm,
that song, that's what stood out for me. I was like, oh shit, this guy isn't your typical hair metal bassist where he's just playing root notes, and thumping
yes,
away. This guy had a lot of tasty stuff. I liked his sound and tone. That really hooked me in with a lot of the songs on this album.
I
What's the,
agree.
what's the other ballad on this one?
Uh, the
What it was a video for it. I can't remember
Yes,
the
I
name.
said it to you too. What the hell is it? Foolish
Shit.
Love, Foolish Love.
Yeah, that one. It started when it started up. I'm like, this is more like your typical ballad. I've heard this in my.
Yeah,
But then as it played, I'm like, this is a pretty good fucking ballad, even though it sounds like a lot of others out there.
it's still
It's
a little
really
different.
solid. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's
really solid. I mean, there were some duds on this. Oh shit, I didn't have it on here. Like towards the end of the album, like some I can't remember some like one was like a rap. And then there was
oh yeah,
what's the song about
three.
the fish or piranha or something? What
Yeah,
the
yeah,
fuck is that?
Piranha. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was like all right. It's kind of they're just taking up space. Like at the end of "Screw It" by Danger Danger. I guess they had extra
Oh
space on the
my.
disc and decided to throw
Yeah,
rap songs and all this other shit at you. And it's like you could have cut that. But other than that, I was really impressed with this album.
yeah. I was gonna say for Lonely Ones, is that the one where the bass player is kind of like doing a lot of slides with the
Yes.
notes?
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah.
I like that too. Like it's a good song, but I think the solo, the, it's a good song, but like the solo, I think just makes it like it brings it up 10 notches just because of the solo too. So, but I agree. I'm with you, Brian. I like it. This album is good. This is gonna be my number two as well.
Okay.
So, but the one song near the end is Three Headed Chick or 3HC. Like
Okay.
some
Yeah, yeah.
some of these where he's talking about slobbing on my knob or yeah, slobbing on my noblin and she getting the mayonnaise and stuff like that. Like some of these lyrics in this album is just like Steel Panther 30 years before Steel Panther.
That's what it was. Yeah, because it's not like the like you said on Revenge. A lot of the lyrics are like, what are you doing? This is more tongue in cheek or just flat out, hey, we're goofing on shit here,
Yes,
laugh at the
with
lyrics kind of thing. It's more of a
with
joke.
talented musicians behind it though.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But no, but even the singer Terry, I believe he was in
Yeah.
Pantera
Glam
before
Terror.
Phil when Pantera was doing the all the glam stuff,
Yeah, yeah.
so which is kind of interesting too because like I wouldn't expect him to do an album like this, coming from Pantera. Like obviously they were doing glammy stuff, but like this isn't really a glammy album though. Is it even sleaze, Brian? Like
I think it's right there. I
okay, yeah,
think it's still I want to say it's almost, I'm just trying to think of something to compare it to.
I'm not
It's
gonna
not quite sleazy like a LA Guns
or love hate or
or
spread
Love Hate.
eagle.
No, it's right. No, it's not in that realm, but it's like right at the door kind of thing. It's right
Or
there.
maybe a ugly kid Joe feel.
Ah. I think
Like
Ugly Kid Joe is more of a funky sound to them.
okay,
their sound is a
okay,
little more funk kind of based, but I see where you're going with that.
okay.
And
All right.
maybe off the top, I'll think of something later, but off the top of my head, I know there's another band that's kind of on this level. I don't want to say like a Babylon AD.
Yeah, not as serious.
Yeah, less serious Babylon ID. You can say that almost.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
I
really
mean,
sleazy, but it's got some grit to it.
okay, yeah, I'm with you. Cause like when I first got this album, I was like, I only liked a couple songs, and I was like, man, what the hell are they trying to do here? Like, I thought it was just kind of like a joke. But then as time is going on, I was like, all right, there's this song's good, that song's good. Like I started added to the iPod,
Yeah,
and even when we thought about doing this four squared here for these four albums, I wasn't expecting to like this out, like to talk much praise of this album, but it's certainly in my better graces, because like I kind of thought like I was gonna talk crap on most of these albums here tonight, but once I got through them, I was like, "Damn, I don't think anything is as bad as Kiss." But no, but it's like these like even Sleeze Beez and Lord Tracy kind of went up a little bit for me, and I like them. I can listen to them now. Even like other songs, uh, "She's a Bitch" is a fun.
Uh-huh.
It's just a
That's a
fun
good one.
song. Like I
Yep,
like
yep.
that, catchy. "What You Doing" is kind of cool. Or "In Your Eyes" is like kind of like a mid tempo feel, like
Yeah, yeah.
weird kind of song, but it works. It's catchy. I like it. There's different stuff on this album, and I think it works if you give it enough time, or an open
It's
mind.
I don't know if you're familiar with the band Animal Bag.
No, I don't.
I think their debut came out in '92 as well. But like, you listen to that, their songs are all over the place.
Okay.
Like they kind of got grouped into metal. But I mean, there's some groovy stuff, funk stuff. It's like you can't really listen to the whole album and be like, all right, these are all the kind of same genre.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
all over the place. They kind of do a little of that, but at least the songs have a cohesiveness to each other as an album. Yeah,
Okay.
Animal Bag is just, I love the album, don't get me wrong, but it's all over the place with the kind of styles they're doing and stuff. Even what was the single from the Everybody? It's
Okay.
like literally in the first minute, it sounds like four different songs are going on before they finally get down to a groove. Like, all right, this is the song we're playing. It's like, all right. But yeah,
Okay.
this one kind of did that, but at least it works all together as one complete album.
Yeah.
I, I
Okay.
I have a feeling if I had this when it's come out in '89,
Yeah.
if I got this back in the day, I think this might have been my number one.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't have again, it's tough for me to really rank albums number 1 if I don't have any connection to it, especially since I just got into it a couple weeks ago. I'm like, "Oh shit,
Yeah.
I haven't
I
really
can
listened to this
understand that.
entire
Yeah.
album." But yeah, I was really impressed at the end of it all, and I was like, "Yeah, I kinda like this is a good album. I gotta get
Hmm.
this."
Yeah. I
Unfortunately, it's not on streaming or anything, but
yeah.
I get a
I was gonna
physical
say,
copy.
because when I was listening to this album again, like the past week or two, was like, I bet you Brian is enjoying this bass, these bass lines in here and like the bass work and stuff,
That's what
and
really I really
yeah.
picked up on. I was like, "Oh shit, this guy's not a Bobby Doll." Plain simple shit.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Okay. Good. So my assumption was correct there with that one.
Yeah,
Good. Good.
yeah.
Good. All right, Brian. We are here at number one, I think. Right. So what do you got for number one, Brian? Talk to
My
me.
number one is Sleeze Beez, Crude, Blued, and
Okay.
Tattooed. I'm
Okay.
gonna say I'm not gaga over the album. I think the first half is way stronger than the second half.
Okay.
I got the album because of Strangers in Paradise. I still think that's a good song.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think I think Rock in the Western World is a great tune. The title track is really good. Like you said, House on Fire is really good. What's the ballad this time? I don't like that
Yeah.
one. I don't think it's probably one of the weaker songs on the album.
I can listen to it. Like it's fine, but I would take their ballad off of Power Tool instead.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
a better one. I mean, it doesn't completely suck, but it's like I'm not it's not Love Bites level suck, but
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
I'd probably skip it. It's like, it's okay. It's got to be there. We get the record company made you put it there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's on the other side. Brains go to the balls. It's okay.
Hmm.
It's that girls nasty nasty. It's like all right. You got to have these kind of songs on here, but yeah, I still remember getting this thing on cassette back in the day and popping the thing in, and that first song, "Rockin' the Western World," I was like, "Oh shit, this is a good fucking song."
Hmm.
I think that and the title track are definitely highlights, and I think they're probably the best songs on the album.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not gonna argue with you on that. I mean, it's fine. I get why people like Sleaze Bees and like that album. But to me, it just never like was like, oh, this is me. I mean, like,
I get it.
but
There's
but
some weak
I
songs
appreciate
on
I
it. Yeah.
appreciate it though. I like it. I do like it
Yeah.
though. So, Brian, my number one leads me to the album that I own the longest, actually, which I kind of don't like to put like that kind of connection to, but I am going with Midnight Dynamite.
I get it.
Give
Strong
me
album.
a fucking break, Brian. 1985. This sound, yes,
Yeah.
please. Like
Yeah.
before Cinderella, before Poison, like 85 is somewhat early for a lot of the albums that we like to talk about.
Yeah.
Especially when we talked about sleaze and such. So I mean, I there's not much wrong with this album. Cry Baby is like the only one I don't really care for. Sex, the final track is very catchy. I mean, tongue in cheek, but not cringy at all.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly, exactly. It was
but
not.
great
It was.
harmonica in there. I used to love when Steve and Kix did this live. Like, it was really good live when I seen.
Hmm.
Uh, Now they didn't do it later in their career because obviously getting older and such. He couldn't even do yeah 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 for like the last 5 years of the career. So which sucks, but I get it, I get it. But man, like Scarlet Fever should have been a single.
Yeah,
Uh, the title track is just a great way to start off the album.
I
Cold
agree. I
Shower.
agree.
Cold Shower should have been big. I mean, they had a music
What?
video for it, but obviously it didn't no one wanted to fucking play it apparently.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, there's a lot of good songs on it. I'm just looking at it right now. A lot
yeah,
of good songs on
Walking
this thing.
Away, everyone talks about, like, Home Sweet Home and Alone Again, which, rightfully so. I mean, Alone Again was very early. That was very early. But
That was also
this is
85,
early too, 85
right?
for a ballad, Walking Away, like, and it's good. I mean, it's not my favorite Kicks ballad or my favorite it's not top 50 ballad probably, but
Hmm.
I like it. I mean, it's cool. Like, I can still listen to it the same as I did when I was 12, 13 years old, you know?
There you go. Yeah.
Uh, because I can't remember how I came into having the cassette. I have the cassette here. And I don't know if it was in my dad's collection or he or my mom got it for me when I was like 12 or 13 years old, like for Christmas or something. Uh,
Uh-huh.
I think this actually was my first Kicks album too.
Okay.
So not m- probably not my favorite Kicks album though, but I do love this. Like, I will support this up and down the aisle.
Nice. I can see
it-
that.
and 1985, you don't hear me talk about pre 1987, 86 a lot, but
Yeah.
like that is awesome, and that should have been something for him. Not
Yeah.
blowing my fuse, which is great, but that should have been like where they started to take off. Starting to be a part of the scene, mainstream wise.
Yeah, but they never did. Even when
No.
"Don't Close Your Eyes" was big.
Horrible
It's
management or something.
I
Something
don't know. It's
is
just
off.
you look at that Midnight Dynamite, Blow My Fuse, and
Hotwire.
Hotwire. All three are really good
Yeah.
albums,
Yep.
and just didn't come massive. I don't understand. And that
Yeah,
was
I
such a
don't.
solid band too.
Well, and they're not like bad looking guys. You know what I mean? Like, they're not Poison or Tough or anything, but like they're not bad looking guys here. It's just weird to me. It has to be their attitude, like their professionalism like behind the scenes, or their management, or something was off here. Like somebody screwed somebody here. Like,
I also think there really wasn't anything. Like, what's the catch that everyone's gonna latch on to? I think that was part of it too. They weren't
okay,
wearing the makeup. They weren't known for trashing hotel rooms, doing a shitload of cocaine like Motley Crue. And I
yeah,
don't know, maybe that was it. There wasn't something that was like made them stand out so much. I mean, I think they're an excellent band.
yeah, yeah.
I never saw them live, but I've heard they put on a great show. Albums are solid. I don't that makes some sense.
Maybe some kind of like mystique. What just isn't there with
Something. I
them. Like,
mean, I don't know. Like you have, I don't know. Like Bon Jovi looked good, Poison looked pretty, and they had the
yeah,
makeup and the flair and all that shit.
right, right.
Who else was big at the time? The Def Leppard had a one-armed drummer. Was that
Rat,
a thing? But they had
rat.
big albums before that, so they
Yeah,
already
yeah.
had something in '83 that were already hitting pretty hard. But
Dawkins,
yeah,
Rat. You had.
yeah, I don't know. It's just weird where they just didn't all of a sudden become a big name. You
Could
know?
it be because they're from the East Coast and didn't go out west?
Bon Jovi was from the East Coast.
Well, okay, yeah, yeah.
Cinderella's from the East Coast.
But that was a year or two later, though.
Yeah, it was later. I what 85.
86 was Night Songs, but
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, no, but 85 when that album when Midnight Dynamite came out, like who were the big bands? Motley Crue,
Rat,
Rat was pretty big.
Dawkins, Under Lock and Key was out.
Dokken never really broke
Well, yeah,
big though,
but
you know?
they were certainly one of the top 5
Yeah.
bands of that time, I would say.
Yeah, and then you got
Uh,
and then Who else? 85, really, like you said, 86
Twisted
was the
Sister, maybe?
Twisted Sister. No, they had that. What was their? When did Stay Hungry come out? 84, 84, and after that, they never did anything.
Yeah.
Like none of their
Just
albums was as big as that.
no, Love Is for Suckers was what, 87?
I think so. What was the one
Okay.
after Stay Hungry?
Come Out and Play?
Hey, you might be right. You might be
Okay.
right. And that didn't do
And that was a
nearly.
flop, yeah, that was
Yeah,
a flop.
total flop. Same with
Yeah.
Quiet Riot. I mean, they
Yep,
never reached the success of Mental Health ever. Though they
yep.
had some solid albums after that, but it's never
Yeah,
that
I'm
they
trying to
never
think
caught
here,
on.
like, cause like that you could argue like 85 is a 86 is a transition year
Yeah,
from those older bands that kind of like were playing around prototypical glam and stuff like that that were traditional sounding though too. And then you had the full first wave of like glam with like Poison, Cinderella,
yeah.
bands like that, you know. So
But a lot of those bands didn't. They lost popularity. Like
yeah,
again,
yeah.
Twisted Sister had the one big album. Nothing much from them. Quiet Riot had the one big album. The other albums didn't do that much. Rat actually, they were selling platinum albums, but by 90 somehow they were still around.
hmm
Detonator only went gold, I believe.
and to
Dokken
say
was Dokken was done before, in 80 after 87, the
yeah.
Monsters of Rock tour, they were done. So yeah, like you said, a lot of those metal bands and glam metal bands, quote unquote, from like the midish 80s by 86, 87, 88, they just were not hitting big anymore.
Right.
It
Yeah,
just wasn't
and
happening.
to your rap point too, every album that came after the other sold less.
Yes.
So, like, even though they were
The,
still platinum albums, they were just
yeah.
selling less though too,
Yeah.
and which
Yeah.
isn't a
The
good
biggest album
sign.
was the debut, and that was it. You're right. And it started
Yeah.
declining. I
Yep, yep.
think, I believe Reach for the Sky went platinum.
It did,
Oh,
yeah, because
yeah. Okay.
Detonator was the only one that went gold. So, of the original
Which
run, you know.
which I think is a better album. I
Oh,
think my favorite album by them.
100%. You know,
Yeah.
that's weird because I was talking to somebody because I did a rap video with another guest recently, and his favorite or one of his favorites was Detonator, and I'm like, where are all these people coming from that are like a Detonator now? You know, like because the last like 15 years, I didn't know I was the only one that liked Detonator. You know,
Uh-huh.
and like there's like a cult following now for it, which I'm glad to see. You know, but like everyone always talks about the first two albums, like, God damn, guys,
Yeah.
come on,
Yeah.
you know, like
Because on Hair Metal Guru's show, we had a round table. We ranked Rat albums, and my number one was Detonator.
nice,
And then
nice.
even Ryan was like, "Hey, I respect that. That's a good pick." And yeah, a lot of people had like Invasion of Your Privacy or Out of the Cellar, which
Ah,
are, don't get me wrong, great albums.
yes,
A
yeah,
lot of
yeah.
good songs on it, but I don't know, just something top to bottom with Detonator. I don't know what it is.
Yep.
I think the
I
songwriting's a little better, the
It
production's a
is.
little better. Coming from Reach for the Sky, which I like. I like that album. That was my first Rat album, but there's some duds on there.
Okay.
But I don't know. Detonator just came out, and it's like I don't know, it just stuck with me. Just the one album like I'll still go to and
Yes.
listen from start to finish.
Yeah, you can listen I can listen to the whole thing and not get tired of it, and I could possibly even listen to it again, you know, right simultaneously, you know? It's like it's very catchy of an
Yeah,
album. So,
it's their most commercial friendly album from
yeah.
that. Even though it didn't do as well as the ones
Right,
before it.
yeah.
But
And
yeah,
I
you're
don't
right. There's some songs on the other albums before it where I don't need to hear Round and Round again.
No.
I
No, please,
come
God,
on, I've
no.
heard it a
Yeah,
million times. I've heard it a million
yeah.
times. I can't do this anymore.
And even, like, Dance and Body Talk, they're
I don't like
fine,
dance. I don't
but they're not singles to me. Like,
nah.
they're like Slip of the Lip, though, look the fuck out, that's a great song.
Great tune.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know how that wasn't a single. It was a music video, but I don't think it was a single, though. So, I mean, I don't know. I gotta look at that again because
Usually, if you have a video, that's your single. I don't
right,
remember.
I thought that too, but I was looking at one of my old videos and I said that, and I'm like, "I gotta look this up." Because I was,
that's
like,
that's one
editing
that's
some old
one
stuff. I'm like,
thing.
"What the fuck?"
Yeah, but that's one thing. People like that watch videos like yours, gurus, and all this shit. If you forget something or make a mistake,
Oh,
and they're like,
yeah.
"Oh, you don't fucking know anything," oh, you don't. Like one, I forgot what the hell I said in one of Guru's videos. Guys, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. You should do your research before you sound stupid. It's like,
Yeah.
asshole, I'm not Wikipedia, you dipshit. Sorry if I forgot. I couldn't remember. I'm going blank on his name now. The lead singer from Quiet Riot. What's his fucking name?
Kevin DeBro.
Kevin DeBro. I couldn't
Yeah.
remember. I just did it like I just now. I couldn't remember his name for a second. The guy's like, "Oh, you should do your research. You don't know the lead singer from Quiet Riot." And I responded like, "Hey, asshole, you didn't know his name. You just said the guy from Quiet Riot. You could have looked it up. I'm on a show live. I'm not gonna wait a second and go through my phone and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's tough to think off the fly, man. It is like,
yeah, yeah.
God.
What the fuck? Someone even said something to Guru, like, "Oh, you call yourself the hair metal guru? You don't know shit." It's like, shut the fuck up. Don't watch then. What are you doing? Like, what? God.
Oh my gosh. You gotta find these trolls out there, Brian. It's a
Oh,
shame,
of
but
course, of course.
it's a part of the territory, sadly.
Yeah, yeah, you would know.
Uh,
Yeah,
Brian, so this was awesome. Though we had some common ground, but we had some differences as well. But I think we're in agreement of our number four.
yeah, 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 yeah,
But that's all good, man. I
yeah.
mean, don't get me wrong. As much as I appreciate Kiss, this album just is not it for me. So that's at my
I
number
think.
four.
Yeah, yeah.
That's at my
I'm
number
surprised
four.
you had Midnight Dynamite as your number one. I thought you were gonna have Lord Tracy at number one.
You know,
What a weird name. I don't know. That
I know.
name's so goofy.
Talk to me in 5 years. It
I
might.
obviously, yeah, things can change over time.
Yeah, it
Sure.
could. It could. But Midnight Dynamite, I think just for the year 1985, it's so strong for 1985.
You're right about the fact that they kind of sounded like we both hinted at like something that could have came out in '87. They
Yeah.
already had that thing going for them.
Yep, yep. I agree, and way different from their first 2 albums, which I don't
Oh
like
yeah,
their first 2 albums really. A couple songs, but
there's some songs I like. Yeah, yeah,
not to recommend an album to somebody, and say this is Kicks.
yeah.
So,
Well, that's the thing. Like I said, the Midnight Dynamite is really when they got
they
that
started to
kick
become Kicks
sound.
that
Yeah,
we
yeah,
know.
the kick
Yeah, yeah.
sound. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
yep. Good deal, Brian. This was fun. I
Yeah,
had fun here. This is good.
definitely. I mean, another four squared.
Yes, sir. This is a good deal. I like talking about it, and I think that people just like hearing just casual thoughts on just random albums that you just
Yeah, I
don't
agree.
ever hear about. That's what we like. That's what this channel is. We talk about forgotten and unknown shit. So there you go.
Yeah, forgotten unknown shit. That should be the name of the channel.
Yeah,
Huh.
that's an idea, Brian. That's an idea. But Brian, can you tell everyone where they can find you at?
Definitely. You can find me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at HB Basement. Always talking music there. And you can find my show on Station Head. It's an app. Download it. There every Friday night, I play the deepest of tracks, the rarest of bands, and the little known songs from the biggest named artists from before, during, and after the decade of decadence. So you won't hear "Pour Some Sugar on Me" or "Here I Go Again." I've been thinking of cutting that shorter because when I'm on every Friday, I text that, and I don't type the whole thing out. I don't type this, so I just say from the greatest genre of music, and I'm like, if I cut that down, everyone like Guru is gonna be like, "You sissy, you pansied out." Now I'm stuck with it, so I can't go in with that. But Aaron,
Brian, I like that you play a lot of the like underground, forgotten stuff on your show. You're doing God's work, sir.
a lot of people, I'm actually getting a lot of people to listen on a regular basis that are like, "Oh shit, never heard of that band." Oh shit,
yes,
I haven't heard that in a while. Some people have been saying stuff like, "Oh, you have a great ear for music," and I'm just like, I'm just playing songs I like. I'm
yeah,
not doing anything crazy.
yeah,
It's
and,
not-
and that's to the point where it's like, yeah, people on radio, like mainstream radio, they don't know what the hell they're doing. Like, or they're just being told from the upper
That's what it
part
is.
to
That's
play
exactly what it
only
is.
this 80 songs, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Because
it's a goddamn shame, Brian.
I forgot where I heard it, but it was like people will recognize if they don't recognize a song within like the first like 3 seconds, they'll turn it off.
Hmm.
And it's like that's why you hear the same crap on radio. I can't remember last time I listened to actual radio, but it's like it's the same shit all the time.
How can people live with themselves listening to the same 10 songs? I
I don't know. I
I
don't
couldn't
know.
do it. I would hate music if I had to do that, Brian.
I could imagine just the rest of your life you listen to Stairway to Heaven,
Yes.
Hotel California,
Stop,
Shook
Brian,
Me All
stop.
Night Long, and that's all you ever heard ever again. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it.
No,
Jump
thank you,
out of a
Bryan.
window.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah,
Yeah. Oh god. But thankfully we don't have to do that anymore. So
uh-huh.
good stuff. But Bryan, my man, thank you for coming on and ranking
Thanks for
these
having
albums
me
for us.
on. It's a blast as
Yes,
always.
sir. So guys, let us know in the comments what you think. Give us your rankings of these 4 albums here.
Talk to me.
And also too, check out Bryan's stuff and click the subscribe button. Hang out with us. Click the like button. If you don't subscribe, you gotta hit the like. If you enjoyed this video, come on, we had fun, didn't you? If you're watching this long, you like the
How
video.
can you not like this? I don't
I
understand.
know,
I
right?
don't
Yeah, come on.
understand.
Good shit. Good shit. But guys, until next time, that's Bryan from Hairband Basement, and I'm Crash. Stay out of that collateral damage, and we will see you guys later.
Yeah, I wrote that. It's called I Want to Rock Your Body. And then in parentheses it says to the break of dawn.